In 1519, the throne of the Holy Roman Empire was essentially auctioned off. To secure the crown and defeat his rivals, Charles V required exactly 851,585 guilders to bribe the 7 prince-electors. More than 63% of that staggering sum was provided by a single commoner, a merchant from Augsburg named Jakob Fugger. Fugger possessed no ancient royal bloodline and commanded no standing armies. Instead, his influence was built on the mechanics of double-entry bookkeeping. By organizing physical wealth into abstract, quantifiable grids of data, merchants achieved a level of control over the continent that was previously impossible. Before this mathematical shift, accounting was chaotic. Medieval merchants relied on single-entry systems, recording transactions in dense paragraphs of continuous narrative text. Tracking an error or calculating total profit in these narrative blocks was nearly impossible. This administrative chaos was compounded by a lack of standardized coinage. Without a unified currency across Europe, international trade was logistically fraught and highly inefficient. Early banking titans like the Bardi and Peruzzi families operated as monolithic structures, single legal entities with branches scattered across the continent. This structure became a liability in 1345, when King Edward III of England defaulted on massive war loans. Because the branches were legally inseparable, the failure in London immediately bankrupted the entire global enterprise, devastating the Florentine economy. Giovanni and Cosimo de' Medici founded their bank in 1397 with a specific goal: to survive the kind of systemic collapse that destroyed the Bardi. They organized the Medici Bank as a decentralized holding company, one of the first of its kind. Each branch was an independent legal partnership with its own capital and distinct ledgers. If one branch defaulted, the loss was firewalled, protecting the central holding company from a chain reaction of bankruptcy. To manage this network, de' Medici executive leadership relied on the libro segreto, or secret book. Kept under lock and key in Florence, these ledgers consolidated the data of the entire holding company. This data allowed Cosimo de' Medici to route surplus capital from papal deposits to branches in London or Bruges, financing the lucrative textile trade with mathematical precision. This chart illustrates the bill of exchange, an instrument the Medici used to bypass the church's strict ban on usury. By manipulating exchange rates across these geographic distances, they could hide interest within currency fluctuations. Precise data tracking also allowed them to manage a papal monopoly over tulfa alum, a chemical mordant necessary for cleaning wool and fixing vibrant dyes in the European textile industry. In 1494, this elite Venetian method was open-sourced. The mathematician Luca Pacioli used the first comprehensive manual on double-entry bookkeeping for the mercantile middle class. Pacioli also popularized the Rule of 72, a mathematical shortcut used for estimating how many years it takes for an investment to double at a fixed interest rate. By standardizing the syntax of the ledger, Pacioli provided a tool for merchants to project the exponential growth of their wealth over time. In Germany, Jakob Fugger applied these same accounting techniques to industrial deep-shaft mining. Fugger used the ledger to organize a supply chain involving thousands of miners and pan-European transport routes. This grid provided Fugger with a real-time view of 85% of the world's silver output. This verifiable informational advantage is what allowed Fugger to confidently underwrite the imperial election of 1519. Fugger used his data superiority to legally override imperial decrees, proving that capital forecasting had become a decisive factor in European statecraft. This contrast sits at the center of a historical debate. Did the ledger merely catch errors, or did it create the very conceptual framework of modern capitalism? The sociologist Werner Sombart argued that the grid altered human psychology by forcing chaotic physical assets into abstract, purely quantifiable numbers. The firewalled holding companies and mathematical grids built on 15th century parchment are the structural foundations of the global financial markets we navigate today.